Back in November, I had the opportunity to go meet two authors in Omaha, Nebraska, Lynn Painter and Allison Bitts. I wanted to take you all along this little journey, the road trip part of meeting both of the authors and my overall thoughts about that, as well as reading the books that I haven't read by them. Hi, my name is Victoria. I am a book reader who primarily reads romance, thrillers, mysteries. I've recently dabbled in a little bit of fantasy, but I'm still trying to find out books that I actually like from that genre. And most recently, I have started reading contemporary fiction or just general fiction. Setting up this video, I am re-recording the intro because when I first recorded the intro for this video, I was a bit awkward because this is my very first time talking to the camera, obviously. Throughout this video, I have become more comfortable staring into this dark lens that actually has smudges on it. I should probably clean you. I know. My dog is sitting behind me on the couch judging me while I record. So yeah, you will also see the same version of me ending this video. I first came across Lynn Painter through one of my favorite booktubers, Haley Pham. If you don't know who she is, I highly recommend checking out her channel. She was one of the first booktubers that I came across when I got back into reading in general, so a lot of the books that she read when I first found her channel have definitely influenced the type of books that I found myself picking up last year in 2023 and books that I've actually wanted to read this coming year. Haley Pham is also mentioned a lot in the author's notes in some of Lynn Painter's books. I love that booktubers have made such an impact on the author and vice versa. The first book that I have read by Lynn Painter is The Do-Over, which is a Valentine's Day, Groundhog Day romance. Would highly recommend to read this during Valentine's Day. It's very cute. The second book I have read by Lynn Painter is The Love Wager. This is a really cute book about two main characters. I think it's Haley or Hallie and Jack, who meet at Jack's brother's wedding, I believe. They have a one-night stand together, and then throughout that they kind of start texting back and forth, and then they grow closer, and then they have a bet with each other of basically who can fall in love first or find a significant other first. It is so cute. Would highly recommend. Also, if you want to read this coming February, but I would recommend reading this whenever. Now let's get into the books that I haven't read at the time before I actually filmed this video. I haven't read Mr. Wrong Number, which is the first in the standalone series that I was kind of talking about earlier. I don't know too much about this book other than I think the main female character maybe texts of a wrong number or receives a random number from the main male character, and they kind of just start texting back and forth that way. Again, don't know too much of this book. It's on my list to read this year. The other books that I haven't read by Lynn Painter are her young adult books. So Mr. Wrong Number is a adult book, and then the other books are her YA books. I actually hadn't read Better Than the Movies until this vlog. At the time when I first started looking into Lynn Painter's books, Better Than the Movie was so hyped up. I tend to stay away from very overhyped books because they just get built up so much that I get very intimidated, and I'm like, what if I don't like the book? I hate being that person that is I didn't actually like this when it's a very hyped and well-loved book. I was very excited to finally read Better Than the Movies, and just a little sneak peek, I loved this book. You'll hear more of my thoughts later on. The other one that kind of inspired this whole vlog and video in the first place was her new release, Betting on You. And I was so excited to read this. This is the main reason why I wanted to go meet her in Nebraska, and she signed all the books that I brought her. I was so excited to read this book, and I can't wait to tell you my thoughts on this. You'll also see my thoughts reading Allison Bitts' debut novel, The Unstoppable Bridget Bloom. And I can finally now say that title because throughout the vlog, I struggled hardcore saying it. The Unstoppable Bridget Bloom is about our main character, Bridget Bloom, who goes to an academy for the performing arts to fulfill her lifelong dream of performing on Broadway. But the head of the academy basically tells her that's not gonna happen because she didn't pass her theory course. So she fakes her way as a performing arts student and kind of navigates the challenges of not being able to sing but finding an alternative way to do so. Before we dive into the reading portion of the video, come with me to meet Lynn Painter and Allison Betts. Hi friends, we are back at the hotel. It's really late at night. We ended up getting back really late. So sorry if the camera is shaky. I have yet to get a tripod for this camera, but the event was so much fun. I'm so grateful that I was able to like travel to go see an author, because I see like authors always going to like New York or Pennsylvania or like the bigger cities, and they never come to the Midwest. It was just so fun to like meet an author, and I was talking to my significant other about it, and like I'm so grateful for him, and like I appreciate him because he was already talking like during dinner of like what's the next author that you want to go see or visit, and like where do you want to go next. And I'm just so thankful to have someone like him that's like supports my hobby and everything. But yes, I got the do-over signed. My other book that I got signed is Better Than the Movies. I got that one signed as well. And then I finally got my copy of Betting on You. I'm so excited to read these. I also got a copy of Allison's book while I was there too, which Lynn posted on her story that Allison's book got sold out that night, or tonight I guess. Which I think is so cool. It is called The Unstoppable Bridget Bloom, and I'm really excited to read this debut novel. I love reading debut novels, so. But it was just such a fun experience, and I'm so happy and excited to be able to do this hopefully in the future. I just had so much fun. Well, probably gonna go to bed soon too, so I will see you in the morning. We made it back to the apartment. We picked up the dogs and everything, grabbed food. The dogs are both very worn out from being at boarding and doing daycare as well. The larger dog, Ham, likes to play hard, so he was playing with all like the dogs that they had, and he did really well, thankfully. And then our little dog Boone was in like the quiet room is what they call it, and I thought that was just very cute. But they were both very excited to see us. Boone, the smaller one, he's very vocal for being a Cocker Spaniel. Probably doesn't surprise me that he was very vocal whenever like he first saw us. He was very like, he was yelping. It was so cute. I love whenever we like grab them from somewhere and they're just so excited to see us after a short trip. My plans for the afternoon, I was gonna read Better Than the Movies. After meeting Lynn Painter, I just really want to dive into the books. I can read Betting on You next. So I'm gonna take y'all along on that reading journey with me. Ooh. be in my video? You're my video. Yum. Emmy's in the video too. Are you gonna behave? No growling. I lift you up. You're so cute. Look at your little face. You say hi to the people. Say hello, people. Say hello. Okay, I put you back down. Well, it's been a few days and I finally picked up Better Than the Movies. We're basically following Liz and West, mainly with Liz in the beginning of the book. I am 72 pages into the book so far and I'm loving it. But Liz is a hopeless romantic and I love hopeless romantic characters. And she enlists her next door neighbor, Wes, to help her win over her crush, who I guess was their mutual childhood best friend, Michael. And she basically enlists Wes's help to make this big movie screen act of love to win over Michael. And her plan is to win over Michael in time for prom. Whoa! Oh, please don't do that. You can't see, but my dog is investigating the tripod and my camera. You can kind of see. Yep. That's Boone. He's not a fan of new things, so he has to investigate stuff, and it's very cute. So, earlier when I was setting up the tripod, he was growling at it, and it was the funniest thing ever. But yeah. I'm liking the book so far. I love it. I don't understand why I didn't read it sooner and why I pushed it off so long. So I am also annotating it, if the camera will focus. No. There we go. Yeah. Annotating it so far. So I'm using these. So this dark pink is Liz and Liz Moments. This light pink is like cute little moments. Orange is funny moments. And then green is sad / frustrating moments. And this purple color is West moments, or West and Liz moments. So yeah, I'm loving it so far. I can't wait to read. I don't know if this is necessarily a spoiler or not. Liz is starting to realize that her annoying neighbor West isn't so bad after all. So it's very cute. Love it. Would recommend. Hi friends, it's a little bit later in the day. I'm on page 224. Almost done. I'm so excited to finish the book. I forgot to mention on my last time I updated the book with y'all is that I love that Lynn Painter includes so many different like movie references, because a lot of them are like the old cute romance movies, like 27 Dresses. I cannot remember the actress that plays the main female character in that movie, but she made a 27 Dress reference, and it was just so cute because I understood exactly what scene in the movie that was. I think it was around when Wes and Liz went out to go clothes shopping is when the reference was made, and I thought it was very cute and very sweet. The part I just got finished reading is whenever Wes and Liz were in their secret place that they discovered when they were kids for the second time. They were just hanging out, having s'mores, talking about the future, and catching up and that sort. So, but yeah, I really love this book so far. Probably said that so many times. It'd be funny to have a little counter. But yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. You're just gonna cover up my camera? Yep, you did. You really did that. Are you gonna be my new tripod? Tripod on Booney. Booney the tripod. Okay, quick pause. So, I love when authors do this. They put in little, like, details that they also put on the book. So, Liz was coming back from school and she's changing, getting ready for, like, a thing she's going to with Wes. And she put on the dress with the poppies. It won't focus. There we go. The dress with the poppies. It's so cute. I love little things like that. So, my other favorite thing is whenever they reference the book title in the book itself, and it's so cute. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. You're so cute, Mr. Monkey. You're so cute. You're just a little ball fur. I finished the book. Oh my gosh. I literally put my review. I regret not reading this sooner. I don't know why I was putting this off so much. I think it was just because, like, whenever I bought the Do-Over, there was a lot of hype around this book still. And one thing you'll learn about me is that I hate reading overhyped books because I have such a high expectation for that book, and I just don't want to be disappointed, because a lot of people, like, when a lot of people read overhyped books, it's like they love it, they'll die for the book, and I'm like, oh, well, I have that exact same feeling. Side note, I read Divine Rivals. At the time whenever I read Divine Rivals, it was at the peak of the hype. And so I didn't know what to expect when reading it, but I absolutely loved it. Immediately bought a physical copy of it, and I got the same feelings whenever I read Better Than the Movies, because Liz and West are just so flipping cute. Their relationship and, like, seeing them develop, their friendship develop, like, whenever Liz finally hit the point of, like, oh, Wes isn't so bad, and all this stuff, and it was just so flipping cute. So cute! I would recommend this book. Oh, I didn't say it's a 5 stars for me. I knew it was gonna be 5 stars, so yes, definitely recommend. Now for the next books, I'm either gonna read the oh my gosh, I don't know why this word is so hard for me to say. I'm either gonna read The Unstoppable Bridget Bloom or dive into, I guess this would be the second book in like the same universe as Better Than the Movies, because this is technically focusing on Wes's cousin. I'm leaning towards Betting on You first, just because I just got done reading Better Than the Movies, so it'd be like the same universe per se. So I think I might read Betting on You. I also am hoping it's a 5-star read, just because I love Lynn Painter's writing so much. I know it's probably going to be a 5-star read, to be honest with you guys. Let's be honest. But yes, I'm so excited to read it. I guess I'll update you whenever I start reading. I just noticed that her cat has a little heart on its fur. How cute is that? I love these covers so much. They're just so pretty. Like, come on. Come on. So freaking cute. How cute. So the premise I'm Betting on You, so we are following Bailey and Charlie. Charlie is Wes' cousin, because I remember I read the prequel for Better Than the Movies. I cannot remember the name of it, so maybe I'll stick it up here or up there. But we're following Bailey and Charlie. I guess they used to know each other 10 years before, but they ended up working at the same job 10 years later, and they kind of get in an argument that people of the opposite sex cannot be friends, and so they kind of take up that bet, and you know, the banter, the cute moments and everything, and that all starts to change. Ooh, I love premises like this. So yeah, I'm gonna get started reading this, and I guess I will update you. It's been a few days since I have started reading Betting on You by Miss Lynn Painter. I am on page 170. Like, the beginning scenes is like their little meet cute on the plane ride back to Omaha, Nebraska. Of course, they have like a little tiff. They don't like each other at first. Charlie is like a little sassy, a little snarky to Bailey, and like Bailey is just very particular with certain things, and like Charlie kind of made fun of it. So it's kind of like cute how they like teased each other that way. And then from there, like, you kind of learn that they both come from divorced parents. So they have like that connection. I think having that connection of they both come from divorced families is like shown throughout the storyline, and like they're constantly like helping and like checking in on each other, and they have like that common relation piece, and that's truly like the base of their friendship, regardless if like Charlie wants to admit they're friends or not. That's like the whole theme of the book, really, is like, can men and women be friends? Or I guess, can like the opposite gender be friends? So it's a really cute premise. I will say I'm not enjoying it as much as Better Than the Movies. There's like some things that are missing for me, but it's really, really cute. Lynn Painter's writing always hits. So I have recommended this book and Better Than the Movies and The Do-Over to like my friends and co-workers, so hopefully I can get them to read these books. But yeah, that's my little check-in. I'm gonna continue reading. Hi, it's Editing Victoria. I realized when editing Betting on You that I never did a wrap-up or final thoughts portion. I guess I ended up binging the rest of the book and just forgot to edit that portion, and so I jumped into my next book without thinking. But I wanted to give you my final thoughts on Betting on You. Overall, I did like it a little less than Better Than the Movies. With Betting on You, I did compare the characters a lot to Charlie and Liz from Better Than the Movies. They just weren't the same. Like I said in one of my updates, they just acted like they were already in college. Their behavior was very college-like. The reason I say that is because I currently work with college students, and the behavior in the book did remind me of how college students act right now. I didn't really think they were in high school. We were missing those pieces of like them going to high school and like interacting with their friends and doing high school stuff like going to prom. I think that's what this book was lacking, but I understand that Lynn Painter probably didn't want to like copy paste the books so that they were very similar. Overall, I did give the book a 4.25 star rating. It was very cute, very sweet. I'm glad we got to meet Charlie, which is Wes's cousin. Reading the prequel really did help set the mood for this book, so I would definitely recommend that, so you see that little glimpse. It kind of does replay the beginning first chapters of Betting on You, but if you can get over that part, I would still recommend reading the prequel. So without further ado, I'm gonna jump it back to past me. Well, Happy New Year. Yes, I kind of fell into a reading slump since the last time I updated you. I honestly don't really remember when I last updated this reading vlog. So after reading Betting on You, I read a few books after to kind of like break up the vlog a little bit and like my reading. So I wasn't diving into a book directly after Betting on You. I read 2 more books. They ended up being books that I was like really looking forward to, and they ended up just flopping. So that's what happened. So that's why I'm now updating you on New Year's Day. So yeah, I thought it'd be good to finally dive into The Unstoppable Bridget Bloom by Allison Bitts. And I'm very excited to start reading it and sharing my thoughts on it. Let's get started. Hello, I am checking in. I'm on page 114, which is a little bit past chapter 10 or 11, I believe. I wanted to update about like my thoughts so far with reading oh my god, this title literally. I wanted to update on my thoughts so far reading The Unstoppable Bridget Bloom. I will say I'm kind of having a little bit of a hard time reading this book. The writing, I can tell, is a little bit directed towards younger demographic. I did look up the target audience for this book, and it says 13 and up for grades between 10 through 12, or maybe it was 11 through 12th grade. But I can tell that I am not really the demographic for this book. A lot of the problems that like Bridget is going through, I have surpassed because of where I am in my life. I think they're very small and minuscule, and she's freaking out for like no reason a lot of the time, which is very fair. I mean, she's in the beginning of the book, this isn't like a spoiler or anything, but she's moving into the academy, she's setting up her room, she's already handling like roommate issues. and she's kind of being a little bit petty with the roommate issues. She's like not talking to her roommate, which in my field is very common and leads to a lot of roommate problems. So it's like, I just want to shake her and be like, don't be like that to your roommate. Like, give your roommate a chance. You can't make judgments on your roommates for the first couple of days. And Bridget Bloom's character is very unlovable in the very beginning part. I guess the main issue that I have with the book is just Bridget as a character. And I read the reviews for the book so far to see if I was like the only person that was like feeling this. Bridget's character is very like, she's very entitled, very much like self-absorbed. Whenever she runs into a challenge, she's like, suddenly like, there's a roadblock, I don't know what to do with this challenge kind of thing. She seems very stuck and has to have people constantly like, well, why didn't you think of it this way? And she's like, oh, I didn't think of it this way. And she almost wants to give up sometimes a little bit too quickly. That is my thoughts about the book so far. I'm gonna keep reading this book and hopefully get over the hump where I am. I am very like much on the brim of wanting to DNF or do not finish reading this book. I actually contemplated doing this before recording this update. I actually thought I was going to be telling you that I did not finish this book, but a lot of the comments that I read said that once it got to where Bridget had that character development, it was a lot easier to get through the book, or it was a lot easier to continue reading the book. So that is what I'm going to be doing, and I will update you when I choose to update you next. But anyways, I'm going to continue reading. Hello again. I am here to wrap up my thoughts on The Unstoppable Bridget Bloom by Allison Bitts. Also, can we take a moment to look at the sleeping puppy? I'll move the camera. Look at him! Which I hope you enjoyed all the dog content that you got to see in this video. You will definitely see them more in other videos. They are my babies, basically. But my overall thoughts with Allison Bitts' book, the main character, Bridget's problems that she was going through, I just didn't care to read for. I thought they were very small, kind of annoying to like watch her almost give up, or the way that she just ignored red flags or like the main issue of the problem until somebody had to point it out to her and be like, hey, this is actually what's going on, or like, hey, this is what you should do. And there was like a plot point in that was kind of introduced subtly that I picked up on, and I was just very frustrated and very annoyed with Bridget and how she became obsessed with that specific plot, and it kind of just really frustrated me. Again, I recognize that I am an adult reading a young adult book. This just felt very too young adult for me. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for dealing with the constant darkness of some of the clips, I guess. So I work a 8 to 5 job, and a lot of the time most of my reading gets done in the evening or during the weekends when I have the off time. So I appreciate you all like sticking through those clips. Some of them I was like, this is a little bit too dark, but that's just how my apartment is. I'm wanting to get more lamps for my apartment so badly. Thank you all again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!